at the new edition of the Mitchell Tournament up at Huron tonight. The Huron Tigers opening up their season. Of course, the Mitchells travel up to Huron tomorrow. Also tonight, Brookings traveling to Pierre. That's a big opening road weekend for Brookings. They had to go down to Yankton last night. Now they go out to Pierre to play tonight. And then Brandon Valley and Watertown are the other matchup in the ESD Conference. And we'll be getting you some scores and keeping you posted on those games as we go a little bit later on here this evening. Getting the cheerleaders announced here, and then we will be ready to go with the starting lineups. Aberdeen Central, of course, in their road uniforms, the blue here tonight with the gold trim. Colonels will be in the home gold and the black. First of all, we'll get the starting lineup for the Golden Eagles of Aberdeen Central. First of all, on the forward, number 25, a 6'6" senior, Mark Rich, one of the starters last year for the Golden Eagles. The other forward, number 45, 6'4", and a senior, that's Jesse Matson. Starting at center, number 41, 6'4", senior Chad Bishop. Now, Matson also, as we said, was about their seventh guy last year, so he saw quite a bit of playing time. And then at the guard spots, number 11, 5'10", senior Steve Jacobs is getting his first start here tonight. And a guy with experience back from last year, Jamie Lust, at the other guard, number 23, the 6'2" senior. The head coach of the Golden Eagles, Terry Small. His assistants, John Hoot, Mark Murphy, and Kurt Ruby. And now the starters for the Metro Colonels. First of all, at the forwards, number 34, 6'2", and a senior, John Hofer. And number 30, the 6-foot senior, Bob Johnson. At the center spot, number 44, 6'6" senior, Travis Blase. Well, Travis Blase will play more as a forward, and of course, Hofer will be the postman under the basket. At the guard spots, the number 10, the 6-foot senior, Will Eichsness. And number 42, 6-foot senior, Bob Bowen, head coach of the Colonels, entering his 20th season. Gary Munson, assistant coach Bob Johnson. Gary Munson with a record now of 311 victories, 112 losses in those 19 seasons. And, of course, plenty of state championships to go along with that. Fourth place finish for the Colonels last year. We're ready to go. Mark Rich, 6'6", against Travis Blase, 6'6". We are underway, and Aberdeen with the opening tap. Our two officials, the veterans from Sioux Falls, Gary Reed and Tom Hansen. Right-hand side, Jamie Lust will go inside. Turn around by Matson. Good. Little 8-foot jumper right at the right side of the lane, and Aberdeen grabs a quick 2-0 lead. Will Eichsness will bring the ball up the floor for the Colonels. Man-to-man D here for Aberdeen. Eichsness goes right side to Johnson on the wing. Bounce pass for Blase. Knocked away. Side of the lane by Bishop. Lead pass down the floor. Driving is Rich. Putting it off the glass. No good. Ball tipped out of bounds. Mitchell basketball. Well, looked like maybe a little of the jitters, a little of tightness, and it's going to take 2, 3, 4 times down the floor to get rid of that, but they'll get into it. 2-0 Golden Eagles. Eichsness again out front for the Colonels. Right side to Bob Johnson. Blase posting up on that side. Can't get him the ball. Now it comes to Bowen up top. Bowen on the wing to Eichsness. Ball tipped away, but Eichsness goes back to pick it up right near the 10-second line. Steve Jacobs right in his face. Eichsness gets the ball to Blase on the right-hand side. Blase goes baseline. Cut off there by Bishop. Gets the ball back behind him to Johnson. Johnson now to Hofer way out front. John Hofer holding up the one finger to start the series. Gives it to Blase, free throw line. Now to Johnson, right side of the lane. Fakes once, goes up with a turnaround fadeaway jumper. Over the top, no good. Rebounded Jesse Matson. No, Aberdeen by 2. And they have the ball back. Jacobs to Matson out front. Right side, Jamie Lust. They go down low. Chad Bishop, double team. Ball slapped away by Bowen. Loose on the floor, but Bishop picks it back up. And Aberdeen will start their offense again. Mark Rich, the big 6'6" guy, way out on the outside right now. Gives it up to Lust. Left-hand side, back to Rich, playing out at the top of the circle. Right-hand side to Jacobs. Lob again down to Bishop, side of the lane. Kicks it right back outside again. Drive started by Jacobs. Cut off free throw line. He'll take the jumper, and he hits it. Steve Jacobs, 5'10" senior. And it's 4-0. Aberdeen, we played 2 minutes here in the first quarter. Eichsness will bring it up to Johnson, left-hand wing. Hofer posting up. They get the ball down to him at the block. Hofer with a turnaround fadeaway way short. Ball tipped around underneath. Bob Bowen has it. Goes up blocked from behind. Matson with a nice defensive play. And Aberdeen comes out. Jamie Lust pushes it up the floor to Jacobs. All the way down the left-hand corner. Jacobs clears it back outside to Matson. Nice lob underneath with position is Bishop. Good block in there by Bob Johnson. Now Bishop gets the loose ball back again. Misses another short one underneath. They keep the ball alive. Tapping it once, twice, and finally Travis Blase will come away with the ball. So Aberdeen missed a couple of easy shots, but a good block by Bob Johnson from behind that time. 4-0, yet our score. Aberdeen central out in front. Bowen up top to Eidsness. Jumper from the left elbow. Won't go. Rebound pulled out by Jamie Luss. Colonels have missed 4 shots from the field and haven't scored here in almost 3 minutes to start out the game. Rich starting a drive. Blase falls to the floor. And then so does Rich. Ball knocked away and out of bounds. It'll be Aberdeen ball. It's like Blase slipped on the floor, and then Rich got tangled up with his feet as well. So it's been kind of a slow start here so far for the Colonels.
Yeah, it looks like Aberdeen's coming out a lot more relaxed, a lot more loose than the Mitchell Colonels are, playing in front of the home crowd tonight. A little bit tight, but they'll get into it once the quarter gets going.
Yeah, Mitchell is not really getting into their offense, getting into the flow here so far in the ball game. Out front, Jamie Lust with it up top. Pass in the corner. That sails out of bounds. He threw a little out of the reach of Chad Bishop. Turnover number 1 in the ball game against the Eagles. They still lead it 4-0 at the 4:50 mark. Will Eidsness across the timeline. They're going to try and double on him, but he does a nice job to get away. Now Bowen, and he's smacked into right at the free throw line. Jamie Lust ran into him from behind. First foul of the ball game against the Eagles, and the Colonels will have it out of bounds underneath their own basket. That's the first foul either way, as a matter of fact, in the game.
Nice job by Eidsness recognizing the double team to reverse the basketball and get it inside for the foul.
Hofer brings it into Eidsness. Now outside to Bob Johnson at the top. Down the left-hand corner to Hofer. Here's a nice lob into Blase. Fakes once, goes up. Whoa, and he's fouled hard. Now Travis would have been better off just going right to the basket that time, but he sensed there was somebody behind him, and he took that little head and shoulder fake and then went up, but all it did really was kind of allow the Eagles to recover on the play, and then they said, we're not going to give you the easy layup. We're going to foul you hard, so Travis Blase will go to the line to shoot a capital free throw. Sure.
Well, Jeff Rich fronting him that time defensively. Great position by Blase. Taking it strong to the hole, but he hesitated and he drove the foul. He could have had a three-point play if he'd have taken it strong to the glass.
Blase, his first free throw on the way, and a little bit short. So the Colonels still have the goose egg up there on the board. 4:35 to go in the first quarter. 4-0 Aberdeen. Blase studying the bucket for the second one. Puts it up and rolls off the front. Rebound Bob Bowen, and he'll clear it back outside. Nice offensive board by Bowen. Sets it up to Eidsness out front. They'll work the left side. Hofer in the corner. Trying to look for Blase posting up. Now Bowen going to drive the lane. We're going to get a whistle. Offensive foul called on Bowen. Banged into Chad Bishop. Well, it's a foul, but not all that bad play by Bob Bowen. It was kind of like he said, hey, somebody's got to take charge. Somebody's got to start doing something, taking it to the hole, and decided to do it. But a good defensive play there by Bishop. So Aberdeen with it right back again. Out front, Steve Jacobs goes left side. Mark Rich out on the wing. Now to Jesse Matson up top. Clears it down the left-hand corner to Jacobs. Jacobs starting a drive on Johnson. Cut off. Brings it back out front. Bishop now at the top. Little backdoor play down to Jacobs, cutting baseline. Turnaround jumper, though, won't go from the side. Now the rebound up and in by Jamie Luss. Ball was tipped around a couple of times. Came right to Luss. 6-0 Aberdeen. Halfway through quarter number 1. Eidsness across the 10-second line. To Hofer on his left side. Now down to Bowen in the corner. Back out front, Hofer. Out to Bob Johnson. Thought about taking the 17-footer. Passed up on it. Now they go inside Blase. Double team. Slips a nice pass to Bowen. Oh, looked like he was fouled there, but the ball knocked out of his hand by Jesse Matson. Colonels retain possession into Blase, and the ball slipped away from Blase inside. Down the floor, Lust lays it up and good. Nice play by Jamie Lust at both ends of the floor. He was the one that stripped the ball out of Travis Blaze's hands. They're really doubling, even tripling down low when the ball goes inside for the Colonels. And it's 8-0. Aberdeen. 3:05 to go in the first quarter. Eidsness right side into Hofer at the side of the lane. Goes up, has a shot blocked. Jump ball called. Jesse Matson with a block. It'll be Mitchell basketball. I'll tell you what, Aberdeen is playing well defensively inside.
Well, Aberdeen's working so much harder than the Colonels right now, and you can attain that through little jitters, but the Colonels are not catching the ball cleanly on the inbounds pass or an entry pass or anything right now.
Inbounds pass comes to Eidsness, goes down side of the lane to Blase. His turnaround jumper is short, but Mitchell gets the rebound back. Bowen with it out front. Left side, here's Bob Johnson's jumper. That one's a little strong. Won't go. So the Colonels are ice cold. They have missed their first 8 shots. of the game and of the season, and it's 8-0 Aberdeen Central. Left-hand side, Jamie Lust open underneath. They get the pass down in there to Jesse Matson for the easy lay-in, and Coach Gary Munson's got to call a timeout here in the first quarter. It's been all Aberdeen. They lead at 10-0. Timeout on the floor. We'll be back in 1 minute. The Corn Palace, 10-0. Aberdeen Central with the lead. The Colonels can't get the ball to go in the hole, and Aberdeen seems to be more relaxed, out hustling the Colonels a little bit. See what happens after the timeout here. Bob Bowen out front. Blase, left elbow at the free throw line, takes it to the baseline, tries to slip a pass into Hofer, tipped away, goes over to the opposite side where Will Eidsness picks up the ball, brings it back out front. Blase again on the wing. Now to Hofer, free throw line jumper, off the mark left side, out of bounds off the hands of Mark Rich. Actually, Aberdeen had 3 guys underneath. Colonels didn't have anybody, but Rich just could not hold on to it.
Colonels are getting relatively good shots right now. They're just not falling. That wasn't a very good shot by Hofer, but luckily for the Colonels, it went out of bounds off Aberdeen.
Inbounds pass comes out front to Bob Johnson to set it up here again. Gives it to Eidsness, right-hand side. Aberdeen playing a tough in-the-face man-to-man D. Contesting all those passes on the wing. Bowen to Johnson, left-hand side. Moving the ball around the perimeter, but Aberdeen's covering up inside well. Bowen, right wing, 12-footer on the way, bounces once, twice off the rim. Blase on the rebound, has it stripped out of his hands by Jamie Lust. Well, the Colonels still goose-egged with 1 minute and 30 to go in the quarter. Out front, free throw line jumper, Jesse Matson will put it in. Well, Aberdeen is banging them in. They are 6 of 10 from the field, 60%. The Colonels are 0 of 10 from the field. 1:15 to go in the quarter. Eidsness to Hofer, right side. Bounce pass into Blase. Nice move. Goes up, but he can't get the shot. Gets his own rebound. Fouled from behind. This will go on Chad Bishop. Well, that was a pretty move by Blase. Faked the step to the baseline. Spun the other way. Went right around his man, but the layup wouldn't crawl over the rim. And here come 3 new subs in now for the Colonels. Kerry Gehring will come into the guard spot. Ryan Miller will come in, and Jared Anderson will come in. The Colonels are pretty deep, and the couple of the juniors going to get a chance to get in here early. Gehring, the senior, but Miller and Anderson, the juniors. As Travis Blase will go to the line. So it's Hofer and Anderson and Blase on the front line. Now, this is about the biggest team that Mitchell can put on the floor. Gehring and Miller will be in the backcourt. Ryan Miller can shoot the ball, so maybe that's what they need, somebody to put it in. And there's Travis Blase hitting the free throw, so finally that zip is off the board anyway. And it's a 12-1 game with 1:06 to go, quarter number 1. Blase with the second one on the way. This one's short. Rebound controlled by the Eagles. Jamie Lust will bring it up across the 10-second line. Gehring on him now. Ball goes to Matson. They get it down low at the block. Here's a turnaround jumper on the way. In and out, no good. That shot put up by Aaron Schultz. And here come the Colonels back. Blase going to start a drive. I think he was grabbed as he went right by the side of the lane there. We'll wait to see for sure who it's on. Aaron Schultz was there. Again, new player in. Big kid that came in from North Dakota. Just a sophomore, but he's got big size. About 6'4". Weighs about 230. Pass intended for Ryan Miller from Blase. Knocked away by Mark Rich. Turnover against the Colonels, and Aberdeen comes up the floor. Colonels just not looking sharp right now at all. 32 seconds to go in the first quarter. Jamie Lust at the top. Goes to Matson, left-hand side. Now down to Rich, side of the lane. Turnaround jumper. Strong, and Blase pulls the rebound out, and then they foul Blase. They go over the top. I think it was Mark Rich that came over his back. They're going to call it on Schultz again. That'll be his second. So the Colonels come up the floor. That's a 15 foul against Aberdeen. Left-hand side, Anderson to Hofer out front. Blase open from the free throw line, but a shot from the junction right side won't go. Rebound to Lust up the left side with 4. 3, going to have to hurry. He's down in the corner. 1 second. Here's Rich at the buzzer. No good from three-point range. That's the end of the first quarter, and all Aberdeen. They lead the Colonels 12-1. We'll be back with the second quarter in 1 minute.
0-0-3.
Well, back at the Corn Palace, and underway with the start of the second quarter. Aberdeen Central with a new man in the backcourt, Sonny Ross, number 21. into the ball game. Here's a shot from Rich, left-hand corner, won't go. Goes in, gets his own rebound. He's going to be grabbed on the arm. Travis Blase got him. That's just a second foul against the Colonels. We said Aberdeen's got 5. And now we get a quick substitution. Right back in Steve Jacobs at a guard spot, and Jamie Lust will come out. For the Colonels, Paul Pitts is coming in the lineup, the 6'4 senior. So Miller and Gehring out front, Hofer, Anderson, and Pitts on the front line right now for Mitchell. As they try and find a combination to get something going offensively. We'll get you first quarter shooting stats here in just a moment. Out front, Steve Jacobs' ball almost poked away and stolen by Gehring. Now we're going to get a reach and foul. It is going to go against Aberdeen. So good play by Kerry Gehring, knocking the ball loose out front. Mitchell 0 for 12 from the field in the ball game right now. Aberdeen Central 6 out of 14 from the field. Rebounding's about even, 10 apiece. Turnovers 4 against the Colonels, 2 against Aberdeen Central. That last foul went on Mark Rich, his first. Ryan Miller out front for the Colonels. Needs a little help, goes to Gehring. Right at the point, Gehring takes it on the dribble over the left-hand wing. Bounce pass out to Blase. Travis looking inside, gets to the Hofer side of the lane. Fakes once, goes up with a jumper. Blocked by Jesse Matson. Boy, Aberdeen is doing a fine job defensively. They're challenging all those shots, and it's about their third time they've either tied up the ball or blocked the shot inside already. Out front, Ross with it. To the right corner, Rich with a jumper, 12-footer, no good, right baseline, rebound to Gehring. Tries to send it up the floor, tipped away from Blase, and now Blase is going to be fouled as well. That will put Mitchell at the line, the 1-and-1. That's going to be the 7th team foul, so Travis Blase will go back to the stripe where the Colonels are 1 of 4 so far. That foul on Aberdeen went on Brad Mulberg, number 43. Mulberg in there, a 6'2 junior. Here's Blaze's free throw. Good. So Travis Blase has got the only 2 points on the board for the Colonels tonight. And it's a 12-2 contest. 1 minute gone here in the second quarter. Second one on the way. Short. Rebound, Jesse Matson. Big, strong, 6'4 kid. On the rebound for Aberdeen Central. Stays 12-2. Mark Rich with it. 6'6 senior out front. Here's Gehring intercepting the pass as he tried to throw it across, and then knocked away by Rich. Comes back from behind on Gehring and takes it right back away. Kerry Gehring's punching good D, though, since coming in off the bench. Going after that ball, he's had a couple of takeaways. Out front, Mulberg with it. Right-hand wing now to Rich. Back out front, Sonny Ross, the guard, reserve guard. And off to Jacobs. Golden Eagles continue to work around the outside. Rich into the corner. Gehring slaps it away, but it goes out of bounds down in the corner. So it'll still be Aberdeen ball. And now it looks like Mark Rich is going to get a rest. Coming in the lineup, number 31, Stern Aiken, 6'2 junior. A heck of a good football player for Aberdeen Central this year. And Chad Bishop, who started out a forward, 6'4 senior, is also back in the lineup. So Terry Small giving some of his starters a little breather. Left-hand side, here's Ross with a jumper from about 16, won't go, short, and the rebound pulled on Aberdeen Central. It'll go on Brad Mulberg, and that'll be number 2 on Mulberg.
One of the only times that the Colonels weren't boxed out by Aberdeen. Aberdeen didn't do a very good job of getting a body on people that time, and hence the foul. But Aberdeen's done a great job on the boards offensively and defensively, and they're playing much physical, a lot more physical than Mitchell is. Mitchell's trying to finesse their way through this thing, and that's why they're down 10 points with 6:12 to go in the half.
And it's kind of been the trademark of Aberdeen Central. They're always a good rebounding team. Jared Anderson makes his first free throw, so he will get the bonus. Jarrett, 6'4", and a junior. Long line of Andersons that have gone through this Mitchell basketball program. Makes them both, and it's now 12-4, Aberdeen. 2 minutes gone in the second quarter. Ball on the side, knocked away by Ryan Miller as it came on the wing, but out of bounds right near the scoring table. I'll tell you, for as terrible as Mitchell is shooting, 0 for 13, you're only down by 8 points, so I guess that's a good part of it right now. Still right in the basketball game. Steve Jacobs on the dribble out front for the Eagles. Takes it right down the lane. Misses the short shot. Rebound, Travis Blase. Made a nice move right down the middle. Should have had the layup, but it rolled around, came out for Jacobs. Kerry Gehring will bring it across for the Colonels. Had the dribble get away from him at half court. Now gives it up to Ryan Miller. Ball goes right side to Hofer. Hofer comes to the free throw line. Off to Miller. Free throw line jumper good. Said Ryan Miller, if he's got the hand, he can put the ball in the hole. There's our first basket of the game, and just like that, it's 12-6. 5:25 to go in the first half. Mitchell was down 12-0. Now Aberdeen turns the ball over and back at center court. Bad pass on the wing, and Mitchell has a chance to cut it to 4. So it's early in the season, Rodney.
I tell you what, if I'm Terry Small, I'm getting real concerned right now because you had Mitchell shooting 0 for 12 to start the ball game. You're 5.5 minutes left in the first half with the first free throw for Mitchell. You're only up 6 points.
Gehring to Miller out front to the free throw line. Ryan will pump it again, and it's in again. Well, just like that, it's a 4-point game, and Mitchell's worth in 4 points at 12-8 with 5 minutes to go in the half. Steve Jacobs swings it up. They go on the left-hand side. Stern Aiken with it there. Aiken back out front. Jamie Luss tried to penetrate. Cut off. Left-hand side. For the basketball, Malberg. Back out front to Jacobs. Mitchell playing some pretty good man-to-man D. Aberdeen's trying to get it down low, but Colonel's covering up there very well. Out front, Aiken makes a move to the free throw line. Wanted the shot, but Blase on him. Can't get it away. Now Blase knocks the ball away, but Aiken comes back to pick it up out in three-point land. Hands the ball off to Jacobs. Well, Aberdeen not getting much going offensively here now. A little standing around. They're getting 2 subs ready to come in. I don't think Terry Small likes the way they're working offensively either. Aiken drops it back outside. Chad Bishop with it way out in three-point range. Hofer following him around. Gets the ball off to Jamie Lust at the point. Pass down inside the lane. Here's Bishop off the glass. Way too hard, but the rebound slapped outside, and Aberdeen gets it back. Steve Jacobs driving baseline. We got a whistle and a foul there. We're going to get Terry Gehring, I believe, called for a little bit of a push along the baseline. That'll be just a third-team foul, though, on Mitchell. So we're not near the 1-and-1 yet. Mark Rich coming back in for Aberdeen on that front line. Halfway through the second quarter, 4-point Aberdeen lead, and they'll throw it in front underneath their own basket. Comes out front, Sonny Ross, reserve guard, to Rich at the free throw line. Thought about taking the shot, couldn't get it. Now they go down side of the lane to Bishop. Nice pass underneath, and we get a foul there before the shot is put up by Malberg. Good pass, though, from Bishop at the side of the lane to set that whole thing up, and Malberg will get shots or no? Nope, they're going to say it's before he started to go up with the ball. Foul on Travis Blase, his second. So Blase will have to be careful. 3:51 yet to go before halftime. Listening to Colonel Basketball on KMIT and Mitchell. Tim Smith, Rodney J, Scott Hilly with you. Out front, Steve Jacobs leaves it for Ross. Free throw line. Here's Rich with a jumper good. Mark Rich has his first basket of the night. And it's 14-8. If you're joining us late, Aberdeen led 12-0 in this game. There's a reach-in foul out front, and that's going to send Ryan Miller to the free throw line. Sonny Ross going to get the foul. So Aberdeen doesn't have anybody individually in foul problems, but as a team, they're putting Mitchell into the bonus here pretty early in this first half.
And that's what's kept the Colonels in this ball game with only 2 field goals, both of them by Miller. You've got 4 free throws as well for the 8 points, and to stay within 6 points at this point is pretty darn good for the Colonels, as Miller's first free throw is good.
Now Ryan Miller's come off the bench, 5 points already. And the Colonels are 5 of 9 now from the free throw line. Second one by Ryan Short. Hit the front of the rim, comes out of there, rebound of Chad Bishop. So a 5-point Aberdeen lead, 14-9. They bring the ball up the floor. They like to push it up that side of the floor, and they did that time. Jared Anderson knocked the ball away from Bishop, but Bishop got it back. Now a back door. Bishop's open for the layup. Well, he gave the ball up at the top of the key, went right to the basket, and beat Jared Anderson there, got a nice return pass. 16-9 Aberdeen. Here's another blocking foul on the Eagles. Chad Bishop will get the foul, and Travis Blase will go to the free throw line. Colonels look to be a lot more relaxed, though, now than they were in that first 4 or 5 minutes of the game. Boy, they looked awfully tense.
Well, the key to that, I think, is Ryan Miller coming off the bench. He came out and hit his first couple of shots, and you can really see the Colonels change their attitude as far as their aggressiveness. They got a lot more aggressive defensively and offensively, too, and they've gotten back in this ballgame.
Travis Blaze's free throw good. 3 points for Blase. A lot easier when they see that first shot or two. Get some net from the outside.
A lot of confidence built there, and well, the Colonels down by 6 here, 3:08 to go, and Blase has another one coming.
16-10. The Eagles We'll get you some updates on other scores at halftime coming up. Second free throw won't go by Travis. So it stays a 6-point lead, and Steve Jacobs will bring it across the timeline to Matson, left-hand side. Rich out there. 6'6", but he plays a lot around that perimeter. He's a pretty good shooter. He's from 15 feet on in. But not real physical. Rich didn't post up all that well. Now he's on the outside. He's going to take a three-pointer. This one comes up short, and John Hofer's there on the rebound. Colonel's looking to push the ball a little bit here. Hofer takes it up the left side. Now doesn't have any help, so holds on. Drops it behind him for Ryan Miller. Miller still standing out on the left wing. Gives the ball up to Blase. Try and set some picks inside. Nobody getting free. Now to Miller. Here's a three-pointer. In and out. No good. The rebound pulled out of there by Jesse Matson of Aberdeen. And we're going to get a push, kind of an excuse-me foul on Kerry Gehring right in front of the scoring table. Ball came out to Steve Jacobs, and Gehring was just kind of off-balance leaning into him and couldn't help himself. Second foul on Gehring. 15 foul on Mitchell, so still no 1-and-1. We don't go to the line until we get to number 7 in the foul department. Steve Jacobs brings it up. Approaching 2 minutes to go in the first half. Pretty low-scoring ball game. Here's Rich, left side for three, and again no good. Second three-pointer that Mark's taken. Gehring on the rebound, clears it to Miller. Nice bounce pass to Hofer, takes it in and scores.
Oh, what a great pass.
Excellent bounce pass by Ryan Miller to get it on the right wing to Hofer for the lay-in, and it's a 4-point game again. The second time Mitchell's closed to within 4. Jacobs on the left wing, Gehring on him. Now they double. Gets the pass away. Matson driving, but he's fouled. No, he traveled at the baseline. I thought they were going to call Blase for sticking a leg out a little bit there at the baseline, but they got the travel call. 5th turnover against Aberdeen, and now the Colonels can get to within a basket. 1:35 to go in the first half. Hofer left side to Blase, down in the corner. Travis looking to get it to Jared Anderson, but his pass is tipped away and stolen. Anderson was posting up down the block, and Blase couldn't get it to him. 6th turnover against Mitchell. So still the 4-point Aberdeen lead. Jacobs leaves it right side for Rich. Now they get it down into Matson. Turns to face the basket. Offensive foul. Use that elbow and forearm to push off there a little bit at the side of the lane.
Hey, what I'm impressed with the way Kerry Gehring's playing defense here tonight. He's had a couple of steals, and he stood his position real well that time and drew the offensive foul. And right now he's playing the best defense out of anybody on the Colonel squad right now. I
agree with you. Kerry's been real aggressive. Travis Blase just outside the free throw line. Goes down to the left-hand corner to Hofer. Back out to Blase. Ian Hofer is playing a little catch there, looking for somebody to open up inside. Jared Anderson again posting up down there, but they can't get the ball to him. Now they reverse it right side. Gehring does go into Anderson. Around his man, but his shot is blocked by Rich, and then goes out of bounds off a Colonel underneath. Well, what's that, 4 block shots now? Aberdeen is really playing strong inside.
At least, yeah. They're giving up nothing in the paint. You try to drive the paint, they're going to stuff it right back in your face with those big hogs in the paint. It's not very smooth sailing in there, I guarantee you, tonight.
Aberdeen with it, still that 4-point lead, so Mitchell had 2 chances to cut it to 2. Couldn't get it done. We're down to 35 seconds to go in the first half. Lust to Rich, side of the lane, off the glass and good. Mark Rich has his second basket. Good motion offense that time by Aberdeen. Just kept people cutting through till they found Rich open. 18-12. Gehring up top, goes to Hofer on the right-hand side. Now to Blase. 16 seconds after Ryan Miller. Lust on him, tough, can't get out the shot. Back out to Gehring, 10 seconds. Now Hofer, back to Miller, right corner, 8-7. Out to Hofer, drives the lane, puts up a shot. We're going to need a foul. They're going to call it on Jesse Matson. Terry Small says, how about an offensive foul? And I think they would have got it, but Matson just wasn't quite still. He kind of slid in right at the last minute as they try to double in front of John Hofer. Otherwise, it may have well been either a no call or a charge. Matson will pick up his second. Hofer will go to the line. Bob Johnson checking back in for the Colonels. Gehring will go out. Blase also goes out of the lineup. Paul Pitts back in for Mitchell. Just 5 seconds, remember, to go now before halftime. So Coach Gary Munson telling the Colonels to kind of pull back a little bit off the free throw lane. Watch for that quick pass down the floor. John Hofer will shoot 2. The first one's up and good. 3 points for Hofer. 18-13, as cold a shooting first half as Mitchell has had. If they can go into the locker room down by 4 at halftime.
Mitchell is your one-stop holiday shopping headquarters with a handyman on your shopping list. To
start things out, the ball got away underneath, so that's the the whistle there from Tom Hansen. And now Mitchell wants to put on full court pressure. See if they can take advantage of a little bit of quickness here. Although they pressure the inbounds pass, they kind of back off now as Jamie Lust gets the ball inbounds and brings it up the floor. Ball goes right side to Jacobs, his running mate at the guard. Matson, Bishop, and Rich starting on the front line. Colonels have Hofer and Blase as well. Here's a pass inside and a little back door and open underneath. Jesse Matson. Nice look from out front. That time by Jamie Lust to find the open man. 20-16. Eagles again by 4. So the Colonels were within 2 momentarily. That's the closest they've been in the game. Terry Gehring on the dribble out front. Off to Jared Anderson. Takes it left elbow free throw line. Tries to get a bounce pass to Blase. Picked off down there by Matson. Matson brings it up the right side. Stops on the wing. Out front, here's Jacobs for a 3. Rolls off, no good. Hung on the rim. Fell out of there. Ryan Miller on the rebound. Zips the outlet pass up to Hofer at half court. John will leave it at the free throw line for Gehring. His jumper is good. Terry Gehring with his first basket of the ball game. And again, Mitchell back within 2 points. So that same combination Coach Gary Munson went to in the second quarter is staying in here in this third quarter. To start anyway. Out front, Lust right at the top. Ryan Miller on him defensively. In the corner, Rich will fire the 3, and that's good. Well, Mark Rich tried a couple of them in the first half. Came up empty, but gets one to go there. 23-18. Eagles by 5. Gehring around his man at center court to the free throw line. Off to Jared Anderson left side. Back to Gehring it comes. Colonels trying to run that shuffle, getting somebody open coming through the lane. Now Blase left baseline. 15-footer won't go. Gehring goes in and gets the rebound. Nice hustle there. Went over the top of Steve Jacobs to pull that ball out of there. Back to Blase in the left-hand corner. Now Hofer on the wing. Lob underneath. There's Jared Anderson. Fakes once. Goes up with it. Tipped away by Rich from behind, but Mitchell's going to get it. There's another block. That's the 5th according to our unofficial stats here. 5th block shot by Aberdeen. Gehring to the free throw line. Slides it into Miller. Miller's way in good. Miller's got 7 points. Gehring with a nice play, though, to dump it down low. Made the play by penetrating inside. Now Aberdeen gets it down low, and Travis Blase knocks the ball away from Chad Bishop going inside. Good defense by Blase. Mitchell can get within 1 point with a basket. 23-20 to score. John Hofer to the free throw line. Cut off to Gehring. Baseline jumper left side. Bounces and goes in. Mitchell is within 1, the closest they've been all night. 23-22. 5 minutes to go in the third quarter. Steve Jacobs across the timeline. Around to the right-hand corner to Chad Bishop. Lob down low to Matson. He's doubled down low. Gehring picks it off, but whoops, his foot was on the baseline. Good defense, though, by Mitchell. Gehring just had his heel barely touching the line underneath.
Well, 4 of 6 for the Colonels to start the second half here, and I'd like to have been in the locker room to hear that comment from Gary Munson that got him fired up, and I guarantee I couldn't tell you what it is on the radio, I'll bet you.
Yeah, I think probably, but the ball's going in the hole, too, and that makes a difference. Side of the lane, Chad Bishop misses one. Has it poked away by Jared Anderson from behind, but picked up again by the Eagles, and a nice play driving to the basket, Jesse Johnson, who just came in at that last whistle there. Jesse Johnson, reserve guard, takes it right in to score, and it's 25-22. Aberdeen Central. Gehring, right side to Hofer. Baseline, Blase tried to drive inside, couldn't go. Passing now to Jared Anderson. Kicks it back out to Hofer. No shot for him. Comes to Blase at the free throw line. Pass down low, going to go out of bounds. Travis Blase got caught in the air. He went up. He was going to shoot the ball, had a man on him, tried to pass it off, and not a good pass went off Terry Gehring and out of bounds. So Aberdeen comes right back. Still up by 3. Mark Rich, another three-pointer left side, way short. Rebound to Ryan Miller. Wants to push the ball up the right side. Going to take it all the way in. Comes knocking away from him and picks up the loose ball. Now Gehring with it going to the lane, and Gehring is going to get called for the offensive foul as he goes inside. Well, a good job defensively by Aberdeen Central because when Ryan Miller came down the floor, I didn't think they had a chance to knock that ball away from behind. But a combination of their defense, I don't know as much as they knocked it away as he just kind of lost it on the dribble a little bit, but prevented what could have been a fast break layup.
Well, it looked like he had a clear shot to the lane, or to the hole, and two Aberdeen defenders got in his face, and then he had a one-on-two situation and forced it, had the ball knocked away from him, and then the offensive foul on Kerry Gehring.
Aberdeen with a basketball. They try to go inside. Did anybody touch it? It goes out of bounds. Nobody touched it. Pass intended for Jesse Matson. Sails out of bounds. Back in for Aberdeen at a guard, Sonny Ross. 5'10 senior, number 21. So they're running with Ross and Johnson, couple reserves at the guards. Ryan Miller to Gehring. Right side, down to John Hofer in the corner. Lob inside. Jared Anderson goes up with it. No good. Blase after the rebound. They foul him from behind. Foul is going to go against Johnson, who came over his back. But boy, everything is being challenged inside, and Mitchell's even trying to give you that head fake once, twice, but they're still there to get a piece of the basketball.
Well, Johnson mad at himself that time, or Anderson, I should say, mad at himself that time. He caught it on the blocks. Should have taken up strong to the glass, gave a head fake, and then had the ball knocked away from him.
Here's Ryan Miller, free throw line. Jumper short. Rebound comes out and picked up by Sonny Ross, and then he throws it away. Trying to lead Johnson down the floor through the old baseball pass, too far and out of bounds. So it's still 25 to 22. Aberdeen, 3:12 to go in the third period. Gehring to Miller, right side, down to Blase in the corner. Back out to Miller on the wing, now to John Hofer out front. Aberdeen has been man-to-man all the way, so have the Colonels. Both teams have played pretty good defensively. Hofer up top, looking underneath, trying to get the ball to Jared Anderson. Tipped away, will still be Mitchell's ball as it came through the lane. But Mitchell's going to have to reverse the ball a little more around the outside to find an opening underneath.
Well, Gehring and Miller are going to have to start hitting some shots. They've been able to penetrate pretty well, but once they get inside the paint, they're getting the ball rejected. When you can give a couple jab fakes, and that opens up the defense, you got to hit some of those outside shots to open that inside.
Colonels bring it in. Here's a turnaround by Gehring in the lane, no good. The ball is tipped in, and Blase is going to get it, but I think maybe one of the Aberdeen players got a little more on that ball than Blase almost, as it was tipped back up and in. Blase gets the basket. He got 5 points. Mitchell within one, and now Aberdeen breaks a man open inside, and that is Malberg. Brad Malberg, who just checked in a moment ago, gets the basket. As I said, they were playing good defense. Colonels gave up an easy one there. They were within a point. Here's Hofer, free throw line, short. In the lane, ball tipped around, but picked up by Aberdeen Central. Sonny Ross has it. They'll bring it across the timeline. Pass intended for Johnson, tipped away by Blase. Out of bounds right in front of the Aberdeen bench. It'll be Eagles ball, and here comes Will Eidsness in for the Colonels. And Bob Johnson in for the Colonels. Gehring is going to go out, and Jared Anderson will go out. 2:10 to go, third period. The Eagles by 3. Colonels have been within one on a couple of different occasions, but unable to take the lead. Driving into the lane, Lust all the way to the basket, missed the layup. Boy, put it up underhanded, rolled around and came out. Tough luck shot for Jamie Lust. Good drive to the hole. Mitchell can cut into it again here. Johnson to Eidsness, left side. Now to Hofer. Down into Blase. Turnaround jumper. He's fouled. Foul will go on Jesse Matson, and that'll be his third of the game. Went up to challenge the shot, but he came right across the arm of Travis Blase. Travis with a chance again to bring the Colonels back within 1 point. This third quarter has been pretty foul-free, not like we started the ball game. That's only the second foul on Aberdeen, just one on the Colonels. Substitution coming back in, Chad Bishop, the 6'4 senior, coming in a forward spot. Matson's going to go out with that third foul. Blase at the line has hit 3 free throws tonight, and still at 3, misses the first one. Colonels at the line as a team right now, 8 out of 15. You'd like to be a little better than that. Second one by Blase, and again short, and did not catch rim. Oh, that's unusual. Blase has had trouble from the line tonight. He's probably missed 5 free throws. So it's still Aberdeen by 3, 27 to 24. Minute 45 to go in the third quarter. This ball game is just zipping right along. Out front, Chad Bishop with the ball, and the Colonels try and come up with a steal. We're going to get a foul. Will Eidsness will get it on the reach. And John Hofer almost had the steal originally, and then Eidsness tried to double team and come away with it, but he got a little bit too much skin that time. Second team foul against the Colonels, so we're even in that department. Eagles throw it in from center court. Steve Jacobs on the dribble, brings it across, gets it out to Jamie Lust. Way out in three-point range out front. Left side, Mark Rich faking a three-pointer. gives the ball back up to Jacobs at the top. Now to Rich again on the left-hand wing. They just play a little catch back and forth. Down to 1:15 to go in the third period. Bishop, left side, back again to Jacobs. Not a lot of movement by the Eagles. They're trying to get the ball inside, and now John Hofer steps in front of a pass intended for Bishop, picks it off. And again, the Colonels can get within one. Bob Johnson goes to Hofer. Bounce pass into Blase. Turns, takes it in, scores, and he's fouled. Counts the basket. And Mitchell will have a chance to tie the ball game up for the first time since we were tied at 0-0. And Terry Small is going to call a timeout right here for the Golden Eagles with 55 seconds to go in the third period. Aberdeen's lead is cut to 1. We'll be back in a minute. I see in Mitchell, Tim Smith, Rodney J, Scott Hilly. Mitchell can tie the game for the first time. Travis Blaze's free throw is good. 8 points for Blase, and we're tied at 27 all. And now we are going to get a turnover against Aberdeen, I believe.
No,
or not. No, okay.
Hofer's
Mitchell
out of bounds.
stepped on the line. We had a steal. I thought they meant the Aberdeen guy stepped out of bounds, but Hofer trying to steal it stepped out. There's a pass down to Jamie Luss, and he'll miss the jumper right side. Little 12-footer wouldn't go. Mitchell can take the lead. Ryan Miller at the top of the circle. Looking for some help. Aberdeen really playing those wings hard. I mean, they are right on those wing passes, denying everything. Comes to Idris, now to Johnson. Back to Ryan Miller in the corner. Ball into Blase. Blase spins, puts up the jumper. It's going to be short. Rebound pulled out of there by Aberdeen's Brad Mulberg. That foul on Chad Bishop, by the way, right before the timeout, his fourth. So Bishop's got 4, Matson with 3. Tie game, 15 seconds to go in the quarter. Here's Luss from the free throw line, reach and foul. It'll go on Ryan Miller as he came in from the side. So Jamie Luss, the 6'2 senior guard, will go to the free throw line. He will shoot a pair with 12 seconds on the clock here in the third quarter. He said we are zipping along in this ball game.
This game not even an hour old. We got a little bit of a late start because of the sophomore and JV games, but 12 seconds to go in the third quarter. Game not even an hour old. First shot's up and good.
Jamie Luss breaks the tie. Luss has 5 points. It's 28-27 Aberdeen. That was their first free throw of the ball game, and now Luss hits the second one as well. 10 seconds as the Colonels bring it up here to go in the quarter. Idris all the way to the right-hand corner. Feeds it out front. Blase, 15-footer on the way. Won't go. They tip the rebound around out of bounds. 1 second to go. It'll be Aberdeen's ball. So Aberdeen led by 4 at halftime. They're up by 2 right now. Pass into Johnson. Can't get off a shot before the buzzer sounds. 2-point game as we will be set to go to the fourth quarter. It's Aberdeen 29, Mitchell 27. We'll be back in 1 minute. But they improved quite a bit from that first half, but they're still only shooting 28%. Mitchell is 9 of 32. Aberdeen is 13 of 35. They're only shooting 37%, are the Golden Eagles right now. They have the basketball to start the quarter. They go right down inside. Going to the hole and scoring is going to be Mulberg. Nice move with his back to the basket. Took it strong in there, and it's 31-27. The Eagles, Will Idris will bring it up here for the Colonels. Bounce pass. Bob Johnson, right side. Now to Hofer. Back to Idris. Pinched in. Tries to get a pass down low. Does now finally get it down to Miller. And a nice pass across the Blase for the lay-in. Somehow Ryan Miller snuck that one right underneath the basket along the baseline. And Blase now has 10 points. And at the other end, we're going to have the ball tipped out of bounds by the Colonels on the inbounds pass. They've been really after that inbounds pass. And once Aberdeen gets it inbounds, they kind of back off a little bit. And that's the case here again. As Jesse Johnson brings the ball up the floor. Out front. Ball stolen away from Luss. Here comes Ryan Miller. He's got Luss to beat. Luss fouls him. He puts it in, count it. Oh, what a shot by Ryan Miller. And it was kind of a prayer shot. But Gary Munson goes and taps him on the backside and says, way to go. I mean, that's the way to take it strong to the basket. Mitchell's looked really tentative all night inside. Ryan Miller says, I'm going to take it in on you. And he just did. And Luss fouled him hard, but Miller kind of shoved it up there from the belt. And he got it to go in. 9 points for Miller. Here's the free throw. No good. We are tied at 31 all. 7 minutes to go in the basketball game. So for the second time, we're tied here in the second half. Out front for Aberdeen, Matson. Side of the lane, ball tipped out of bounds. Will Eidsness got a hand on it. Colonels did not play very good defense early in the game, but both teams, really from the second quarter on, have played, I think, outstanding defense. Mark Ritz to throw it in from underneath. Will come to Steve Jacobs, right-hand wing. Clears it back out front. Ritchell's going to try the three, and he's got it. That's a second three-pointer by Mark Ritz. He's got 10 points. You don't expect your 6'6" guy to be shooting the threes, but he can do it. And it's 34-31 Aberdeen. Now here's Bob Johnson, free throw line. He'll hit the jump shot. First points for Bob Johnson, and Aberdeen's going to throw it away at their end of the floor. One off the hand of Mark Ritz and out of bounds. Mitchell with a basket here can take the lead for the first time in the game. 6:27 to play, fourth quarter. Hofer will inbound. Comes to Miller on the right-hand wing. Ryan to the free throw line. Fakes the shot. Gives it out to Johnson. 17-footer, yes! Mitchell leads for the first time. 35-34. And a steal by Blase. Pass to Miller in the lane. Misses the shot. Rebound Aberdeen. Matson with it. And a jump ball. Mitchell basketball. And the Corn Palace is alive now.
Rock and roll, baby. Colonel defense turning it up 2 notches here to take the lead. They got the confidence back. Now the turnover on the jump ball. Colonel basketball hit their own basket.
That is the 14th turnover on Aberdeen Central. Hofer will throw it in. Miller back to Hofer in the lane. Fadeaway jumper, no. Won't crawl over the rim. Rebound, Hofer's got it. Underneath, Miller fouled. He'll go to the line. And all of a sudden, the Colonels are just out hustling Aberdeen Central in about every department and have taken the momentum back in this game. 5:59 to go. Mitchell with the lead. They took their first lead here a moment ago at 35-34, and since then got the turnovers. Ryan Miller at the line with 9 points. First one's up, good. Colonels lead by 2, 36-34. Terry Small will make a change for Aberdeen. Jamie Lust was out. He will come back in, and Jesse Johnson will go to the bench. Miller can put Mitchell up by 3, and he does. So 11 points for Ryan Miller. He leads the Colonels scoring, 37-34. Pressure by the Colonels, but bringing it across Steve Jacobs. Leaves it out front for Matson. Left-hand side for Rich. Blase is out there. You don't want him shooting that 3. Now they go inside. Matson, turn around, good. Oh, ball just sat on the front of the rim, almost stopped completely, and then decided to fall through. 10 points for Jesse Matson. Aberdeen back within 1, 5.5 to go. Left side, Miller out front now to John Hofer. Ball goes over to the right wing to Bob Johnson. Down low into Eidsness. Turnaround jumper on the way. Good. Will Eidsness got the bounce. Hit the rim, went up a couple of feet, and came back through. All of a sudden, Mitchell's shots are starting to go now, too. Colonels by 3. Out front, Jamie Lust with it. Leaves it for Jacobs. Now further on the floor for Rich. Back to Lust. Open for 3. Kansas. Well, the three-pointers have shown up big for Aberdeen. We've got a tie game, 39-all, 4:55 to play. This is going to be a good way to start the season here tonight. John Hofer tries to get it inside the blades. It ends up right to Will Eidsness, but he missed the short one from underneath. And then we're going to get a reach-in foul in the backcourt against Mitchell. Well, the Colonels got lucky on that one in the first place because the pass for Blase off target sailed by him, but Will Eidsness happened to be in the right spot at the right time on the other side of the lane. And got it, but couldn't get the short shot to go. And the foul on Blase, that's going to be his 3rd of the game. First Mitchell player to get 3. Tie game, Aberdeen will bring it up. Out front, intended for Rich, tipped away by Blase. And Bob Johnson comes up with a loose ball. Travis Blase, good D. Johnson gets it up to Miller, and there's a reach-in foul against Aberdeen Central on Steve Jacobs. No shots here, as that is their 16th foul, and we're going to get a timeout called right here. Aberdeen will use their 2nd timeout of the ball game. Tied at 39-all, 4:25 to go. We'll be back in 1 minute. Corn Palace, Mitchell with a basketball. They get it to Ryan Miller. He takes it right up the baseline and scores. Good, strong move by Miller. Boy, has he played well. 13 points. Off the bench for Ryan. Mitchell by 2, and Blase almost with a steal on the wing. Stepped in front of a pass intended for Rich, but traveled with it, just got caught a little bit off balance. Update a couple of scores. Huron now has taken a 12-point lead over Yankton in the fourth quarter, 53-41 Huron, and Pierre is blowing out Brookings. We've got a reach-in foul, and this is going to be Blase, I believe, out on the right-hand wing, and that's 4 on Travis Blase. Not good news for the Colonels. Still 4:06 to play. It's Pierre 68, Brookings 40 in the fourth quarter. Looks like Brookings is going to start 0-2. 41-39, Mitchell. Blase stays in the lineup, at least for right now, with 4 fouls. And Aberdeen, they throw it away. Oh, they say Bob Johnson tipped it, and Bob says, no way. He reached out for it, and Gary Reed under the basket thought he at least got a fingertip on it, so it'll still be Aberdeen's ball as it sailed out of bounds. Mark Rich will throw it in. Comes into the right corner to Lust. Lust driving baseline. Puts the layup up. No good. Rebound loose in the corner. Picked up by Ryan Miller. Good move by Lust. Couldn't finish it off. Left side, Hofer. Side of the lane stops there. Feeds it out front to Johnson. Retreats on the dribble a little bit. Colonels want a good shot here. They're up by 2. Hygeness in the corner. Pass out front. Picked off by Aberdeen, and a foul on Ryan Miller, and probably a pretty good foul because might have been a layup at the other end for Jesse Madsen. Substitution coming in, Chad Bishop for Aberdeen. And let's see who will go out here. It's going to be Brad Mulberg. Will sit. 3:35 to play. 41-39, Mitchell with the lead. Aberdeen throws it in. Mitchell has trailed most all the way here until this fourth quarter. They took their first lead. They were down 12-0 to start the ball game if you join us late. Matson, side of the lane. He'll fade away with a jump shot. No good. Blase is there on the rebound. Aberdeen's missed 3 in a row. Here come the Colonels again. Another opportunity to get it out to a 4-point game. Johnson to Blase, left side. Travis gives the ball to Ryan Miller as he comes by. Miller wants to set up the play here. Goes right side with it. Gives it a Hofer on the wing. Hofer dribbles top of the key, and now to Johnson on the left side. Johnson pass to Miller. Miller driving on Lust. Goes in and is going to be fouled as he took into the hole again. Well, Ryan Miller showing that you got to just take that ball strong to the basket. He's had, about 3 of them now that have been the same way, where he just really hasn't had open shots, but has just decided that he was going to take that ball to the hole, and he's either gotten fouled or gotten a shot to go.
Takes matters into his own hands, and he's really making stuff happen out there, and that's been the key to the Colonels coming back in this ball game. When they were down 12-0, Coach Munson made those wholesale substitutions with Gehring defensively, Ryan Miller getting the spark offensively. They've gotten back into the ball game, taking a lead here, and now he's at the line to try to increase his 2-point lead.
First free throw, no good. Boy, Mitchell's not shooting well from the line. 10 of 21, so that will not be a bright spot tonight.
Any guesses what they'll do at practice tomorrow or starting next week?
Miller's second one, no good. Missed them both. 2:45 to play. Mitchell by 2. They've had a couple of opportunities to stretch that to 4 points. Lust, 15-footer left wing. That's short. Rebound Aberdeen. Rich is going to go up with it. He'll be fouled by Hofer from behind. Well, Mark Rich will go to the free throw line. Boy, Aberdeen has cooled out from the field here a little bit lately. They've had chances to tie the ball game up also about 3 or 4 times and can't get it done, but now they'll get a chance with Mark Rich at the line.
Well, not a bad foul by Hofer that time. Great position by Rich. Saved his teammate Blase that time because Blase had 4 fouls, and Blase was thinking about trying to challenge his shot, but didn't. Hofer commits his first personal foul, and the first shot by Rich is good.
Yeah, Blase had to back out of there. He couldn't afford to get his 5th. First free throw good by Mark Rich. He can tie it with this one, and he does. 12 points for Rich. He leads the Aberdeen scoring. 41 all, 2.5 minutes to play in the game. Will Hygeness will bring it up, and Coach Gary Munson wants the timeout right here. That's the second timeout for the Colonels. Both teams have used 2 out of their 4. 41 all. We'll be right back in 1 minute. Had the lead by 2. We're tied up now at 41. The Colonels have the ball inbounds. They get it in the hands of Will Hygeness out front. Bounce pass to Blase, right-hand wing. Now to Miller, up top, way away from the basket. Left-hand side to Bob Johnson. Now John Hofer coming up. Colonel's running that shuffle offense, trying to break somebody open. Blase out front, reach in, foul on Mark Rich. That'll be just his second of the game. Aberdeen's got two guys with 4 fouls, Jesse Matson and Chad Bishop. Bishop is in there right now. Did Matson come back in, or is he still at the bench? He was on the bench momentarily. Can't see the number down there if he's down there or not, but both have 4, so they got to be careful. Free throw is up and good this time by Blase. 11 points for Travis. Mitchell has the lead back again, 42-41. Matson is on the bench with his 4 fouls right now. Blase hits them both. No big free throws there, but Mitchell back out in front by 2. And now exactly 2 minutes to go as Aberdeen comes across. Steve Jacobs being hounded by Will Eidsness. So Rich on the left-hand side. Now Lust out front. Pass in the lane. Ball knocked away from Chad Bishop by Bob Johnson. Jump ball. But it will still belong to Aberdeen. Good play, though, by Johnson from behind. Knocking the ball away. Here comes Jesse Matson in now. So they got 2 guys on the floor with those 4 fouls, and I'd go with that basketball right inside, Rodney. We were talking about that during the timeout and see if we can get one of those guys out of there.
Yeah, you've got Matson, who's such an imposing figure there. He's got the ball now on the right side.
And he goes in on Hofer, and Hofer's going to get the foul.
Yeah, that's exactly what they're doing right now. Hofer's picked up his second foul, but Blase also has the 4 fouls between Matson and Rich, or I should say Bishop. Those 2 guys have 4 fouls, and Aberdeen's going right at the big people right now to try to pick up some more fouls on either on Hofer or try to get the 5th on Blase.
Jesse Matson, chance to tie it, but first free throw short. In fact, didn't, I don't think, catch the front of the rim, and so the Mitchell fans, of course, put the raspberries on here. Boy, Aberdeen has shot 5 free throws. Mitchell has shot 24 free throws.
Wow.
Matson will try and bring him to within 1. And he does. 11 points for Jesse Matson. It's 43-42 Mitchell. A minute 45 to play. Every possession is big now. Eidsness left side goes to Hofer. Out front to Bob Johnson. Johnson takes it right side. Nobody there. Gives it a Blase. Left-hand wing. Out front. Now to Ryan Miller. Aberdeen's played good D all night long, and they're still right in the Colonel's face. Johnson right side. Off to Eidsness. Free throw line. Miller tries to drive in the lane. Can't go. Off to Blase. Off balance jumper. Won't go. There was a player laying on the floor, Chad Bishop, and Blase had to jump over him, and that threw his shot off. Now Aberdeen down by 1, but they've got the ball, and a man wide open underneath, and he missed the layup. Bishop missed the layup, but they get the ball back on the rebound. Jamie Lust brings it outside. And now we're going to get a hold on Bob Johnson, I think, inside the lane. Oh, boy. I mean, Chad Bishop was wide open underneath and put it on the glass too hard, but luckily they tipped the ball away and kept it alive.
I don't think there's anybody even in the paint, let alone close to him, and he doinked it off the back of the iron, no good, but they got their own rebound, and tell you what, out of the 42 points that Aberdeen has, I'll bet you about 18 or 20 of them have come and played just like that, the backdoor play. They cut so well away from the ball, and, when the Mitchell Colonels are overplaying defensively, Aberdeen has the recognition to see that, cut to the basket with the back door. They've got a lot of points that way tonight.
Well, stepping to the line, Chad Bishop with a minute 1 to go. His team is down by a point, and he ties it up. So Chad Bishop only has 3 points, but that's a big one. We're tied at 43 all. Aberdeen is 6 of 7 from the line. Second free throw, no good. Rebound of Will Eidsness. So the score remains tied, and now under a minute to go. Both teams have 2 timeouts yet to use. Eidsness still on the dribble out front. Goes to Hofer. Left side underneath. Here's Blase open. Let's throw it. And he's fouled. Count the basket. Nice pass by John Hofer to find Blase open underneath. And then they fouled him from behind as well. 14 points now for Travis Blase. That breaks the tie, and a big free throw here can give Mitchell a 3-point lead with 47 seconds to go. That was Mark Rich's 4th foul. The free throw good by Blase. So a big 3-point play with 47 seconds to go. Mitchell leads 46-43. Aberdeen with it. Out front, Bishop. 36 seconds on the clock. Now to Jamie Lust out front. Whistle, timeout, Aberdeen Central. 33 seconds on the clock. And we'll see if Terry Small wants him to go for a 3-pointer or is it too early and go for the 2 and try and get that ball back? Well, he's planning the strategy out right now on the bench. 46-43, the Colonels will take a quick one and be back in just 30 seconds.
Shooting free throws, I wouldn't be a bit surprised to see a 2-pointer, then a quick foul and try to put him at the line here.
Well, they throw it in and Blase tips it away, and we've got a foul on Aberdeen. Big play by Travis Blase. He was the one challenging the inbounds pass. It's going to be the 5th foul on Chad Bishop. One of 3 players they had with 4 fouls in there. So Rich still has 4, Matson has 4, but Bishop is fouled out of the game. And, oh, boy, Terry Small won't like that when you can't get the inbounds pass in. Blase tipped it, and the Colonels picked it off. 7 turnovers in the 4th quarter against Aberdeen, says Scott Hilly, and that's 11 of them in the second half. They had only 6 at halftime, but the Colonels really stepped up their defense.
That's the key right there, stepping up the defense with Miller and also Blase playing better on the post defense, Hofer playing good defense. Now Miller at the line.
Ryan Miller can't get the front end of the 1-and-1. Could have given Mitchell a 4-point lead. Now here's a 3 by Luss. Way short. Blase on the rebound. Aberdeen's going to have to foul, and there's the foul. They will foul Will Eisness. So Will go to the line with 21 seconds to go. And Mitchell needs one of these free throws here. They got to have this front end. If you go up by 4 points, then you're talking 2 possessions for Aberdeen Central. So you'd be looking pretty good, but boy, we've shot some bad free throws here in this game. Only 13 out of 26. Here's Eisness, good. So that'll go a long way toward possibly putting this one away. 21 seconds to go. We'll see if Will can put Mitchell up by 5, and he does. 48-43, and now a steal. Blase again knocking the ball away and saving it, and they foul Hofer, and this one's about over with right now. It looks like the Colonels are going to pick up a victory here in the opener. Boy, the turnovers have killed Aberdeen in the second half. And credit Travis Blase. He's showed up big. He's knocked the ball away 3-4 times here in this 4th quarter alone. John Hofer at the line could just about put it away with a couple of free throws. First one's up, and nope, it's short. Rebound, foul against the Colonels, and that's not what they wanted there. 14 seconds to go. Well, they were going after the rebound tough, but really you don't want to foul because now 2 free throws, and Aberdeen's right back within 3 points. That's 1 possession of the ball.
Exactly. Plus, you stop the clock. You know, you think about 4 or 5 seconds, bring the ball up the floor, get a good shot. You know, and now it's 48-43 with 14 seconds to go, and timeout Colonels.
Metro Colonels want to call a timeout, so they're up by 5, but Mark Rich will be at the line to shoot the 1-and-1. We'll be right back in a half a minute. Pass along from Huron tonight. Huron has started out with a 13-point win. They defeat Yankton 74-61. Final score, 74-61, Huron over Yankton. And with only about a minute and a half to play, Pierre, big over Brookings, 82-57. Boy, Pierre, 82 points on the board.
This early in the season, too.
They're doing something right.
Lighten them up.
14 seconds to go. 48-43, big free throws from Mark Rich. If he can get them both, Aberdeen's still in it. They'd be down by 3, and he nails the first one. 13 points for Rich. They are 7 of 9 from the line. This one brings him back to within 3, and he's got it. Nice free throws by Rich. 14 seconds. Mitchell's got to get the ball in bounds now. Eisness does to Miller, and Miller's going to be fouled immediately. It took only 2 seconds off the clock. Well, they're going to force Mitchell to make those free throws, and we have had trouble all night. 15 of 29, so just barely over 50%. And with all the chances we've had, man, we could be out in front by double figures right now. It's Ryan Miller will be at the line. Ryan with 13 points tonight. It's up and no good. Rebound Aberdeen, timeout. And they've got 10 seconds to get a tying 3-pointer up at the basket. So the free throws continuing to hurt the Colonels. Timeout Aberdeen. They are out of timeouts. That's their last one. We'll be back to the Corn Palace in 30 seconds. Goes if they would have this one up by 5. Look pretty good. And then the foul on that missed free throw turned out to be big. Sent Mark Rich to the free throw line. 17 seconds. put it into free throws. Got them to within 3. They foul again. Ryan Miller couldn't get the free throws to go. And Aberdeen now has 10 seconds to get the ball down the floor all the way and go for a three-pointer to tie up this ball game and send it into overtime. At least if you're Mitchell, you can't lose it here unless you foul on the shot. Here we go. Rich will inbound. Up to half court to Jacobs. And to Lust. Here's Rich for a 3 left side. Good! 5 seconds to go. Timeout. 4 seconds to go. Mark Rich. A three-pointer with 4 seconds to go. And we are tied at 48 all. I'll tell you what, that's about the best design of passing the ball up the floor I've seen in a long time. Inbounds pass came to the guy at half court. He immediately turned, flipped it to the guy who was right at the top of the key. He immediately hit Mark Rich, who was coming up the side of the floor out on the wing. Bang, 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 three-pointer on the way. It took him 6 seconds to score that three-pointer. That was a great job by Aberdeen.
It looked like a hook and ladder play in football, to be real honest with you. A long pass down the field, then you got a lateral, then you run down the sideline, and Rich hit about the 19-footer from the three-point line to can it, and it's 48 all with 4 seconds to go, and now Coach Gary Munson is on the chalkboard now drawing up something in the Colonel huddle.
Well, Colonel's trying to get it down. Any kind of shot will win it, of course. And if you're Aberdeen, hey, you want to challenge the shot. But I'm sure Terry Small's saying, don't foul him, whatever you do either. Get the hand in the face, but don't send him to the free throw line with a chance to win the ball game. So 4 seconds. Mitchell will have to go the length of the floor, or we will be headed to overtime the way it looks. Listening to Colonel Basketball on KMIT in Mitchell, and what a way to start the season, right down to the wire. John Hofer will throw it in. 4 seconds left, tie game. Hofer looking to get it in. Does to Ryan Miller. Miller gets it across to Johnson. Long three-pointer off the rim. No good. We're going to overtime. Well, they got off a pretty decent shot. It was a long one. That was about 23, 24 feet by Bob Johnson. Hit the rim. Didn't go. And we are going to overtime, 48-48. We'll be right back in 1 minute.
Happiest holiday wishes from the Coca-Cola bottlers of Mitchell.
Back here at the KMIT studios, one final we have here. It was Pierre Dunning Brookings tonight, 92-66. Now back to the Corn Palace.
All right, thanks, Steve. We're just underway with the overtime, 3-minute overtime period. Colonels get the opening tap, and then the ball slapped out of bounds. It'll be Colonel basketball underneath their own bucket. Travis Blase will throw it in. Gets a return pass, has a layup. Got it into John Hofer in the corner, right back into Blase. Blase with 17 points, Mitchell with the lead. Remember, Mark Rich and Jesse Matson are playing with 4 fouls for Aberdeen. Blase with 4 for Mitchell. Here's a 3 by Rich, short. Lust with a rebound in the lane, lost control. Mitchell basketball out of bounds underneath. Jamie Lust had it in his hands, couldn't quite hold on. So a 50-48 game, but what a comeback by Aberdeen. Down by 5 with 17 seconds to go, and they send it into OT. Bob Johnson, left-hand side, bounces it to Hofer. Hofer on the dribble there, looking for a cutter, gets it to Johnson, takes it to the hole and scores. Bob Johnson coming into the lane. Hofer saw him and got the ball to him. Now here comes Aberdeen against pressure. Steve Jacobs will get it into the front court. Almost stolen away by Hofer. And in the lane, Matson's going to be fouled. And it is John Hofer, I believe, who grabbed him on the arm as he went by. 1 minute, 58 seconds to go in overtime. Mitchell by 4 points. Jesse Matson, 6'4" senior, will go to the line. He has 11 points. 1 of 2 in doubles. Mark Rich, the leader, with 17. Colonels have Travis Blase with 17. Ryan Miller with 13, and the free throw good by Matson. Well, said before, Mitchell was shooting the same percentage from the line as Aberdeen. This one would have been over a long time ago, but Mitchell struggled, and Aberdeen's 9 of 11. Second one by Matson, no good. Blase on the rebound. Lust takes it away from him, goes up, misses the shot, and then Ryan Miller on the rebound. And that should have been a foul inside, too. Boy, they were all over Miller, but they didn't call it. Brad Mulberg over the back, but Mitchell's got the ball. Eidsness driving inside. Has a shot blocked. Hofer picks it up. He'll score. John Hofer with a big basket. Mitchell by 5, 54-49. A minute and a half to go in overtime. Matson out front. Backdoor pass. Rich is open. Scores. Boy, that's got to be the 6th, 7th time that they've backdoored the Colonels tonight. 54-51. Eichnes will bring it across. Minute 18 to go. Now to Hofer right side. Mitchell can take their time. They want a good shot. Johnson in the corner. Back to Hofer. Here's the lob inside. Blase has it. Scores, and he's fouled. And again, a good pass from John Hofer. Well, he's had some nice assists tonight as John. 19 points for Travis Blase. And the Colonels are back out in front by 5 with a minute 8 to go, and that'll be the 5th foul on Jesse Matson. So he will leave the ball game with a minute 8 to go. He will join Chad Bishop, having fouled out. Mark Rich is still playing with 4 fouls. Blase has been playing with 4 for a long time, but he's still in there. Now Terry Small will take some time here before he puts in his substitute, and Gary Munson calls the Colonels over to the bench, and it's just kind of like a timeout while we're waiting for the new man to come in, and that new man is going to be Stern Aiken.
Well, it made that play down in the box for Travis Blase. It got the good entry pass by John Hofer, top of the key. He kept the ball over his head. At 6'5", Blase has such long arms. He just kept the ball above his head and took it strong to the hole and scored, and all that Matson could do was foul him from behind, try to stop the shot, couldn't get it done. And now Blase at the free throw line, try to complete the 3-point play and give the Colonels their biggest lead at 6 points.
The free throw is good. Falls in. 20 points for Travis Blase. 57-51. Minute 5 to go. In overtime. Mark Rich out front. Pass left-hand corner. Out of bounds. Was it tipped by one of the Colonels? They say no. Well, the officials are checking with each other. Gary Reed says he didn't see it. Tom Hansen says he didn't see it. And it's going to be Aberdeen basketball. They're going to call it a jump ball. It'll be Aberdeen's ball at their own end. And I think a Colonel did touch it. But Aberdeen will get it anyway on the jump call, so it won't hurt them that much. 58 seconds to go in the game. Stern Aiken throws it in. Left-hand corner. Jeff Rich, or checking Mulberg in the ball game. Mulberg tries to slide a pass in the lane. Ryan Miller picks it up, and they will foul him with 47 seconds to go. Now we'll go on Stern Aiken. And again, Mitchell's in good shape here. All they're going to have to do is hit a free throw or two, and they should be all right. 16 of 31 in the game from the free throw line are the Colonels. 47 seconds to go in OT. They lead it by 6. Ryan Miller will be at the free throw line. He's got 13 points. Puts it up. Good. Well, Miller missed a couple earlier ones, but he drains this one, and it looks now, and Mitchell's in pretty good shape here, unless we get something awfully strange happening. Miller's second one also good. 59-51. Now Aberdeen's got to hurry. Into the front court comes Jacobs. Looking for some help. Gets it to Rich. 2-pointer on the way. No good. Blase on the rebound. Clears it out to Eichnes. 35 seconds. Eichnes dribbling into the backcourt. Off to Miller. Miller into the front court now. Back to Eichnes. 28 seconds. Aberdeen trying to foul. Mitchell moving the ball well. Hofer is going to be fouled out front with 24 seconds to go. And Mitchell leading by 8 points. So a hard-fought victory here tonight, but looks like the Colonels will pick up number 1 heading into Huron tomorrow night. Again, in case you missed the final score, Huron defeated Yankton tonight 74-61. Pierre defeated Brookings 92-66. John Hofer's free throw in and out, no good. Blase offensive rebound, that one wouldn't go down. Now Aberdeen comes out with it, 18 seconds to go. Lust will fire for 3, no good. Rebound out of bounds, it'll be Aberdeen's ball, but 13 seconds to go. They're not going to have enough time anymore.
Well, in a 3-minute overtime, nice 11-3 run by the Colonels. When you only score 3 points in overtime, you're not going to be in a very good position to win the ball game. The Colonels going to come out 1-0 to start the 92-93 season.
Stern Aiken will throw it in. Rich from the corner. Whoops, he's fouled by Blase, and that's 3 free throws coming up because he was out in 3-point range. And Travis Blase will foul out, but he will finish with 20 points on the night. So a nice effort by Blase, and I'll tell you, he stepped up his defense in this second half, too. So 20 for Blase. He will go out the leader for the Colonels. And I give a little credit to Mark Rich, too. He shot that well. He saw Blase coming. He kind of ducked right underneath and drew that foul as he leaned into him. So we'll have 3 free throws coming up with 11 seconds to go. First one's no good. Mitchell by 8. So this one's pretty well in the books. Boy, neither team shooting well. Neither team will shoot 40% in the game. They'll both be in the upper 30s.
Wow.
Second one by Rich is good. 20 points for Mark Rich. So he ties Travis Blase for high honors. Stay with us post-game. We'll be going back to talk to Coach Gary Munson. Our post-game interview brought to you by the folks at Dakota Pork Industries. Second or third one, rather, by Rich will go. So he gets 2 out of 3. Colonels throw it in, foul with 8 seconds to go. The lead is 6, and Bob Johnson will go to the free throw line for Mitchell. And we have a 5th foul on Steve Jacobs. He will leave the ball game. So he becomes the 3rd player to foul out for Aberdeen. Coming back in will be Jesse Johnson, reserve guard. 8 ticks left to go on the clock. Blase will finish with 20. Ryan Miller with 15. Bob Johnson's going after his 7th point and gets it. John Hofer has 8, so those 4 would be your leaders. And we're going to get a timeout here before we shoot this second free throw. 8 seconds to go. The Colonels calling a quick timeout. Their lead is 7, so they've got this one put away. We'll take a quick one, be back in half a minute.
Go see a movie?
Long lines, too expensive.
Johnson's second free throw won't go. Rebound Aberdeen. One more shot coming. They get it up. Jamie Lust for 3. It is no good. Rebound by Bowen. That's the ball game. Central, your final score here from the Corn Palace. Mitchell 60 and Aberdeen Central 53. Heck of a way to start out the season.